Hey guys, gals, and others, it's the Cannabis Crone. It was funny. First of all, I wanted to say happy Beltane to all my witchy folks out there. It's funny, I always, whenever I see someone with a stone, I always want to say, like, what are you wearing? Like fancy people say, what are you wearing? Are you wearing Calvin Klein or, whatever? Eh, But like as witches, I want to go around and I want to say, what's your stone? you know, so today, this is a moss agate. It's a beautiful green, kind of a very a darker green um, stone. And moss agate is really good for grounding. And I'm in constant need of grounding. Constant. That's like my thing. So, oh, I love the stones that keep me grounded. I try and wear them all the time. And I wear my moss agate quite a bit. So that's what I'm wearing today. I wanted to kind of talk about real quick. Hopefully, I don't make this too long. I did before. That's why I had to redo it. But I wanted to talk about being a witch and what it means to me. Now, I had done two videos on my last account that was banned. So, since this is a new account, I'm just going to do it all over again and pretend it's unique and I've never done it before. But anyway, I am a witch and I have lived my life intuitively as a witch up to my 20s. And then my mid to late 20s, I began to live more deliberately as a witch. But a lot of stuff I was doing intuitively from the time I was a little girl. And one of the things for me as a witch was my connection and is my connection to nature, to wild creatures, to animals, and to trees. So that's always been kind of my thing. I've always had a natural affinity towards animals. Animals have always had a natural affinity towards me, especially songbirds, starlings, robins, chickadees. Right? Right, guys? I have a few chickadees visiting me today. Every time I come to have coffee and nutrition by my uh, just down by my garden, I always throw a bunch of birdseed on the table and they come and they eat with me because I don't like eating alone. And who wouldn't want to eat with a chickadee? I mean, let me tell you something. These little badasses have the biggest personalities for being such little tiny birds. They're just adorable. I love them. And as a witch, I love all creatures, which means the 5 acres that I have, I dedicate to making sure that all of the animals that come on my property, fox, deer, raccoons, squirrels, toads, frogs, snakes. What else do we have that visits us? Any stray cats or dogs, anything that comes to visit us. And then, of course, the plethora of birds, crows, ravens, chickadees, a few hawks here and there. I always try and I make sure that there's water all over the property. There's water that can be accessed by any of the animals or insects that decide to visit me. Um, and it's just really important that this is a welcoming place for any creatures. It's a wayside, it's a rest stop. They can come and drink some water. The deer can hang out and sleep. Like I said, I've got 5 acres, and at night we don't I stay away from this garden because this is where most of the deer like to sleep. So I don't come down here at night. I go to my other garden at night because I have a bunch of places that I can be outside. I'd rather have a tiny little home and a nice big yard with all kinds of gardens and altars because that's what I'm into as a witch. So I believe witches are just a more modern form of druids. If you're a real witch, a lot your philosophy, your mission is going to be to try and do what you can to heal the earth mother because that's where we get our power from. I see a little chickadee behind me. Hey. That's where our power comes from. Our power comes from uh, nature and wild spaces and the feral energy that the earth mother imparts to all of us, especially women. Now, there are very strong male witches out there. I understand that. But women have a little more connection as the feminine to the earth mother. And because of that, um, we really need to repair that umbilical cord, because as humans we strove to, to sever it because we wanted to be independent, and then the industrial age came along, and we really forgot a lot of our ties. I mean, even out here in northern Minnesota, our city of Bemidji, all the wild spaces are being sold off and developed. There won't be any more wild spaces in the city of Bemidji. Like, it's crazy. Like, everything has to be a parking lot or a liquor store or a bank or a church. You can't have just a nice little lot with a bunch of trees that nobody's doing anything with. Why can't we just leave shit alone? Leave these wild spaces. We have precious few. Leave them alone. Why do they have to be developed within an inch of their life? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. As a human being, I want to see trees. I want to see grass. I want to see flowers. I want to see chickadees frolicking in the bushes and having a good time. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see everything asphalt and concrete and steel and, you know, I don't want to see it. I want to see nature. So, as a witch, that is so important to me. And that's why part of my job as a witch on this earth is to not sensationalize my presence, but to actually just do the work. Just make sure that the 5 acres that I have are the most habitable to any creature that comes along, to make sure that if there's a cause, or if I see that they're going to be cutting down, a bunch of trees, I'm at least going to find out why and see if there's some way I can stop it. There has to be human interaction to make sure that we save the earth, and I'm not good at the human interaction anymore, to tell you the God's honest truth. The older I get as a witch, the less people I want to see, and the more, I mean, as far as the bear versus man debate that's going on with the 4B movement, oh my God, I would take a whole table full of bear and have a tea party with them, just because. Just because that trips my trigger way more than having a tea party with a bunch of men. I'd rather have the bears, man. Yeah, I'm really not into humanity all that much anymore. But anyway, this is becoming long again. I just wanted to talk a little bit on this Beltane about me as a witch and what my important things are. The power that I get to do divination and to do spell casting comes from what you're looking at behind me. All of that, all of this, all of my chickadees, all of the trees, everything. This is all the magic. This is where my source comes from, is the source, is the life force. And so that's what makes me a powerful witch, is being able to tap into that feral energy of the mother. I hope everyone is having an absolutely beautiful Beltane spring day. It's gorgeous here. It's been cold and rainy, but I've been celebrating and doing my little naked rain dances where nobody can see me, because I promised I would. I kept saying, please let it rain. I will dance naked in my yard. And it did. It was cold, but it's starting to get warmer. Northern Minnesota spring is never warm, ever. In fact, sometimes we have, 6 feet of ground, 6 feet of snow on the ground right now, but we don't. So I'm feeling very blessed. I hope everyone else is feeling very blessed. And the most important thing you can do as a witch is to get out there and start repairing that umbilical cord between you and the Earth Mother, the source, because that's where our magic comes from. And so we need her to be as healthy as possible so that we can be strong